Microphone test 1 2 1 2
Yes,
1 2
sir.
1 2. Microphone test 1 2 1 2.
And
This
we
is
back.
this is the Other Room podcast, live and direct from Thailand, BKK.
Bankole. And we back. And we back.
Okay,
That's what's
yeah, yeah.
up.
As you all know, this is our second episode. Our first episode was
It was great.
great. Was great. The response, the views from YouTube, from SoundCloud, the comment, everything is rolling. So we'll be up
Yeah.
for like few days now, a day or two.
Yeah, it's been up for like 2 days. So
Uh,
go check it out.
yeah, and as you can see, we already have 172 views from SoundCloud, which is
Wow.
incredible,
That's
man.
a good
There's a
start,
new
man.
podcast, no promo yet. Nobody even know us. I don't even know who's playing and who's like doing
Well,
that.
shout out for the love, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We appreciate your love. And on our YouTube, the views is really good too. I think we have comment. Probably
We'll go right back to that
yeah, we'll
soon.
discuss about the comment. So what do we have to talk about? And as you can see, our third
Third
host
host is not
is not
here for
here,
the
so we
moment.
don't know exactly where he
Family
is.
emergencies.
He got disappeared. He's not calling, not testing back, and we wanted to have a surprise for him because he just graduated, do this
Yeah, yes, sir.
graduation ceremony yesterday.
Congratulations, Brody.
Congratulations, David. Again, and to all the class of 2017,
Yeah, yeah,
right
it's
from
class of
Stanford,
2017, Stanford.
Assumption University, and Rank City University. So we will congratulate you, and we hope you watch this episode. So,
Yeah.
shout out to Smokey,
Yes, sir.
uh,
Big
Paul,
man.
aka Omomomi,
Yeah, Mr.
and
Lulu.
and Johnny's and Uncle. So so tell me, where do we start? Where do we start? Normally, I go a little bit disorganized. So
Oh man, we got a couple of stuff to talk about. Like the
okay,
last time we said we're going to talk about top 10 Nigerian rappers.
okay. Our top 10.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to talk
So
about
talk
that.
is
But
top
right before
five.
that, did you see the video that's out featuring Senator Dino Melaye?
Oh yeah, I saw the video.
Damn
I don't
man.
know what to make of that video. The song was good. I heard the song before.
Okay.
I heard the song before. The song was okay. It's not that bad, but when I saw the video, I was like, oh no. And I've been wanted to talk about Senator Dino. And my problem with him is, Uncle, please tell anybody will be your
Stylish.
stylish. May slow down. Uncle, Uncle be like Johnny Bravo.
Oh man.
Uncle Dino, slow it down, man. Slow it down. So what do you think about
Well,
the video though?
I don't know. It's just that I just think it's funny because first I was surprised when I saw it, and when I saw the video, you were the first person I sent it to.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
yo, what's happening here? Because at first I thought they were able to get someone who looked like Dino, but at the second glance, then I saw it was actually Senator Dino,
Sonnet. Uncle Dino.
and
You said it up.
he has this kind of persona that he's really flamboyant,
Yes, he is.
and I don't really know how he's able to combine being a distinguished senator
Senator.
with the other kind of lifestyle he wants to live.
I
And
think he's using like alter ego, something.
one thing is this, like, you can't take this away that Senator Dilo Melaye is very controversial
Very, very controversial.
because he lives, let me say, a kind of life that's really conflicted, if I'm really permitted to use such kind of words, because like this is the guy who's fighting corruption. It's the same guy who's
Showing off.
defending, who he actually
Oh
has a
yeah,
book
yeah.
out
Okay.
about corruption.
Corruption.
Yeah.
And he said something about when someone was poor, he did not people they don't investigate his
His wealth.
poverty.
Yeah, his
But now that
poverty.
he's
But when
rich, so
I think like that's called straw man. Like you just bring up a point to try to argue a point so that I can easily be defeated. Like, come on, man. It's so banal to want to use that as an argument to defend corruption or to defend your wealth.
Your wealth.
That people can't really state
I heard
how you got
he's
wealthy.
into vintage cars as well. Like
Man,
a
he's
lot of
got a really
vintage
good
cars.
collection. You got to give it up for him. Like he's got good eyes and taste
Yeah,
for
he got good
cars.
taste for clothes too, but just like he's not picking the right one to wear.
Yeah, he's always on
He's not
some
picking. Uncle
designer
is
shit
always
and
on some
whatnot. So
Gucci, Versace, and other stuff.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
but
He,
he,
I don't know. Like he could really be an exemplary leader for like the youths, but
but
I
he
just
choose
don't
not
know.
to.
He's really just caught up in this whole identity that he's not really able to like manage that self-image he wants to portray. First as an anti-corruption campaigner, then as a senator, then as some form of political thug or whatnot. I don't know.
Podcast by Anthony, Joel, and Shion.
So just as we're talking about that, I think maybe we'll just quickly go to the first stuff we have on our line tonight. It's gonna
Okay.
be like top 10 Nigerian rappers.
Okay.
So can I have your top 10 Nigerian rappers for now?
Oh,
And
for me,
the video is not actually here to actually tell us
yeah,
about
he's
his.
yeah.
So
But like I said last week, if I have to choose who is my best 10 Nigerian rapper, I'll base my likes and my critics on lyrics, concept, probably the general likeness of the person. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna give you top 10, but I think I will go with 5 first because
Oh, okay.
I'll have problem remembering their names, but I can tell you Mode 9 in
Okay.
in this particular order. Terry the Rap Man, right?
Yeah. Shout out.
I'll go with Vector.
Okay.
Then this is where it get twisted. So 4 and 5 is not there's not in any particular, right?
Yeah.
It's either Necto C or probably go with MI.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
like MI might be 4, Necto C might be 4, MI might be 5, but it's not in
So
any particular order.
that's like
Then I have
you're putting Vector ahead of Neto C. Oh, ahead of
MI.
MI.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing that.
What could be the reason for that?
The reason is because of his lyrical pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, when MI came out, he was pumping, but like his lyrics is like, it's not as how would I say, as difficult to decode or to decipher as
Yeah.
Vector's lyrics, right? And Vector has this various way of putting the lyrics together, involving so many word plays at the same time, using a lot of metaphors. But MI just straight rhymes and punchlines. And I'll put metaphor, wordplay over rhymes and punchlines. Because everybody
Okay.
can punchline. Everybody can rhyme.
But then how did Neto C actually crack that? Because Neto has not even been relevant
Okay.
in like the past 5 years.
Yeah, but the point of me involving Nectosin in my top 5 is because of his intellectual ability. He's really
Yeah.
educated.
Yeah, I gotta give
You
it
can't
up.
you can't
Yeah.
take that from
He's
him. And it's
intelligent.
for you to be a rapper and be intelligent and still have master or PhD degree. Like I think
He went for a master's the last time I checked.
I think
So I don't
double
know.
masters or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had master. It's not easy trying to combine both your rapping career and
Yeah. That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
So that is why he made it to my top 5. So from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I have a lot of people to choose, which I decided not to name top 10
Okay.
because my top 10 is gonna be more of. Then I will not go into more of lyrical. I'm going to content.
Yeah.
Then maybe Olamide or Olomide might be like the 10th one. I don't know. Yeah, we make it to the list, but it might be like 9 or 10
Okay.
because
That's interesting.
he's really. Oh, and again, I forgot. I'm going 6. Reminisce. I will not.
Yeah,
no,
I know you love him, but
Oh no, he's my 6th. Like, like people who doesn't understand Yoruba or doesn't speak Yoruba would not appreciate how lyrical that guy is.
yeah.
It's more of like Yoruba gangsterism. Like his lyrics
Yeah,
is
he's
like
straight,
really,
like-
it's like core straight lyrics.
Yeah.
And if you're from straight, you will appreciate that. Yeah, if you're from straight, you will have a lot of love for Reminisce. And he's like, he had this kind of DMS voice. His
Yeah,
voice is always
yeah.
out. The delivery is always so crazy. I love his delivery. The delivery alone is like, yo, this guy
The thing
can
is, I
rap.
feel like he knows his demographic,
Yeah.
so he just tries to like just focus on
On that, yeah.
that street audience that he already has. He's not trying to get out of his comfort zone, so he's just okay with those set of
Exactly.
audience.
That's the difference between Reminisce and Olamide. Olamide, yeah. When Olamide started, it started with like we thought it's gonna be like then started singing
Yeah,
and started combining a lot of things, started doing a lot of things. But
just to
Reminisce kept to that
just to add
pattern.
to that, like today, I actually wanted to send a tweet out about Olamide because I was in the gym, so and I was listening to his album Voice of the Street, or yeah, and I was just listening to how hard that Olamide went in on the beat, and he was really rapping, and it's just like that was like 5 years
Years
ago,
ago, when he started, who was like,
and
I was like,
now
yo, this
I feel
guy.
like he's already sold
Now
out
it's so much, so much.
because he's now just into trying to be a commercial rapper
Yes.
instead of being that rapper that came onto limelight and would
Yeah.
just be like, oh wow, then we have something to replace that grain,
That green, exactly.
because
Yeah.
he had this really kind of similar.
And again, that green, the reason I don't want to put that green in my top five, he actually like when I was today I was thinking, yeah, he actually made my top five. But the reason is because most of people get to know that green who he was after he died.
No,
I, trust me on this.
no,
Most
friends,
of no,
when the grain was alive, he was the guy
he was pumping, but how many people really into this his type of rapping, this
rapping with Yoruba words.
yes.
Or what? No,
No,
before the green, you had trailblazers like Lord of
wait,
Ajasa and
lot of Ajasa,
Too
we know
Fat.
all the
So it was already a genre that was established already.
the point is he got more famous after he died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But even before he died, like the street was feeling him
He's in my top 10, right?
for
But I
sure.
have to exclude him from the top 5 because of
Yeah, that makes sense.
that,
Yeah, sure.
right?
That makes
Because
sense
a lot of
because
people started playing that green music a lot after he died.
yeah, I understand if he doesn't make the top five because there's no
But-
longevity. Like,
yes, yeah,
and
he
the thing
doesn't
is,
last
it's not
long.
about dropping an album. Can you actually repeat?
Repeat it,
So,
still relevant.
He was
With
not
1,
alive
2,
to
3.
actually repeat.
Yeah, repeat.
So that way we have to kind of give preference to guys
Yeah, but
who came
he's
up
in
with
my
new
top
stuff.
10.
Sure,
But
sure.
when you said top 10 rappers, if you
Yeah.
said top 10 rapper dead and alive or alive, it might make it to my top 5.
Okay.
he's like he's already he's
No,
not
it makes sense.
yeah, he's not alive
it made
anymore.
perfect sense
So
to me that he makes top 10 because
yeah.
he was really good. Like when he came up and he helped push. He made a tremendous impact in helping to push that the genre of using Yoruba as a rap.
Yeah.
He helped push that content out and it became mainstream. And you can always
Yeah, he made that mainstream because when Lord of Ajasa
and Too Fat.
Too Fat when they started, it was like
There wasn't that
it's
much
not
of
like it's
reception
not
for
core.
yeah.
It's not core.
Yeah.
But they just like put the Yorubas in it and just
Yeah,
flow
yeah,
along.
that's true. Because at the same time, we still have to like, though a lot of Ajasa or Too Fat, they didn't make my list, but
No,
still
no,
gotta
they
give
didn't
them shout out.
probably
Like,
maybe in my top 20.
because they
Top
they
20,
did
they
stuff that
did
were,
a lot, yeah.
the same goes for Nigaro.
Yeah. Oh,
Why?
yeah. They
Yeah,
are
he didn't make my
OGs.
list too.
Yeah, they are
but
OGs.
yeah, those guys they
They're
really
OGs.
made a tremendous impact
OGs.
in the system before they just fell out of limelight, and you can't really blame them.
But the
That-
point is, when they came to the limelight, they came into the limelight as a commercial rapper. That's
Yeah.
different. Like me, I go with your lyrical abilities, your concept, because I think every rapper should have a concept. It's not just go to the studio, book a studio session, and start recording. You need a concept, and that concept you have to follow the concept, and the concept will determine the type of rapper you are. Are you a street rapper? Are you a gangster rapper? Are you a Christian rapper? Are you
Yeah.
this rapper? You have to choose identity so people could easily identify you as a rapper. So, who are your top 5?
Man, top five? No, I'm going with top 10. So
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
doing top five.
okay.
You know, the thing is, if people, those who've been around me, those who've seen my tweets,
Yeah, I
who've
know.
known my
I know. Mode
opinion,
9 is your top
I fuck with
number
Mode
one.
9.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I grew up in Abuja, so I fuck with Abuja rappers. Though these guys, certain guys from Abuja didn't make my list. Guys like Ferocious, 6 foot plus.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys were really good. Though, but the thing is just that there was this limitation because they didn't go to the Lagos market.
Mm, mm,
They
mm,
stayed in
mm, mm,
Abuja
mm,
and
mm.
within the north, and they were just doing their things. And back in the days, like it was Mode 9, Terry the Rap Man, Ferocious, 6 foot plus that had the Abuja scene. But the thing is just that Terry the Rap Man and Mode 9 were much more better, and they were able to diversify their art.
Yeah.
So that's why they've been up there. So my number one, my favorite Nigerian rapper of all time is Mode fucking 9.
Shout out to the. Shout out
Yes,
to
sir. Shout out to Mode.
Mode.
Mode 9. So the thing is, why did I choose Mode 9? Like Mode 9 created this impression that you can put across content that has a lot of intelligence to it.
Yeah.
And one thing with Mode 9's music is that every track has a theme. And that theme that he's trying to talk about, everything is built around that theme. He goes creative, he goes with wordplay and everything, and rhymes everything. And he doesn't deviate from that. If you look at, and his song has impact. Let me just name a couple of songs like Lagos State of Mind.
Yeah, that song was dope.
That song is dope. That song, I still listen to it like almost every other week in the gym. And the thing is, around Lagos State of Mind, he didn't deviate from that particular theme of what he's trying to talk about. A vivid description of Lagos, of the hustling, the bustling, the city, the joints where people go out, socialize, the corruption in the city, the everyday hustle and bustle of Nigerians in Lagos. Then, if you shift from that, you go into a more social justice or socially relevant topic, which is like cultism in universities, which is one of the songs, Cry, where he won a couple of awards.
Oh yeah, I love. I still play.
In
I
Cry,
played the song
right?
today.
He
I played
painted
the song today.
he painted a vivid picture of of love and brotherhood that started and how that fell apart when those friends became members of rival gangs. And these things happen every month or every week in our tertiary institutions. And the thing is, how many rappers actually talk about these social problems? Not many rappers do that. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like he sees a problem in the system and he tries to help us address it. Why you have other rappers who are always singing about weed, money, cars, and everything. But here he's talking about something that's socially relevant and politically relevant. And then he talked about there was this song he also sang about Nigerian girls, like the different kind of girls and their attributes from the different parts of Nigeria. Then he sang about Ogun Soye. You know, there's this myth that there's this whatever black magic that you can have that gives you intelligent and intellectual prowess, and to me it's a myth. So he just tries to like deconstruct that the best way you can actually be intelligent is not by any black magic or whatever. It's just about you reading and trying to assimilate what you've been taught.
Talking about Ongushoye, the secret behind that is like if the immediately they give you that and it's like, oh, this is Ongushoye, you have to they always have a cachet, right? The cachet is you have to study a lot, you have to read a book a lot.
Then what's the point of
what's the point? Exactly, that is it. So it's like so when you started reading books a lot and you started like knowing so much,
I don't even
then you take that.
I don't even think there's any metaphysics behind that.
No.
It's just that people are gullible enough to feel like, oh, there's this superpower that I'm receiving
This
from.
black
You are actually
magic.
putting the work in. So why do you need someone to fool you into it? So you can I can always go on talking about the contents and the art that
Mm.
Mode 9 has dropped over the years. So he's my favorite rapper, Nigerian rapper. Then I'll go with MI as my second favorite rapper. Like,
Okay.
because when MI came into the scene, it was just like something different from Mode 9. Because Mode 9 had difficulty being a commercial rapper. But MI didn't have that difficulty when he dropped Talk About It.
But the problem about the lyrical rappers always have difficulties to be commercial rap,
Yeah,
and that is
that's
why I
true.
always put lyrics over commercial.
And the thing is, I kind of understand that in retrospect, Nigerians now respect the body of art, the artwork of Mode
Mode
9.
nine, yes,
And
yeah,
myself and a lot more people feel like we didn't deserve him the time he came. A lot of people just couldn't relate to his
yes,
work.
because people are just new to the rap
Exactly.
game, so
So
and how many people can actually decipher exactly what he was talking about?
if you look at the E Pluribus Unum album, I still play that album every other week. And I still can't decipher the whole wordplay and everything, the double entendres and everything that he put into that album. So every week it's just like
It's
I'm
like learning
learning
new
something
thing,
new
yeah.
and I'm
You
trying
get,
to like understand. I'll be like, this guy is like light years ahead of us.
yeah.
So now we're just trying to play catch up with the things he's dropped over the
And I
years.
believe that then that was one of the reasons people doesn't appreciate him that much because we couldn't understand or relate to his message,
Yeah.
except the simple ones, like the simple lyrics that we can easily understand. The more,
Yeah.
the most of the lyrics with metaphoric meaning, double entendre, we just like, oh, what exactly is he talking about? If it's not talking about ladies, woman, clubbing, and that,
That's
what
the
is he
problem I
saying?
have with hip hop generally and the kind of hip hop we have in Nigeria because it's all centered around the same theme.
Same thing.
There is no
Yes.
diversity or different opinion as to what we're listening to. It's like
Even the video they're making right now,
exactly it's like the whole thing is just the same thing that's it's being
recycled.
regurgitated. Like the same thing is being regurgitated by these guys. So the market is not really saturated with different contents and everything. So I'll go with MI as number two favorite rapper for me
Okay.
because he came out and he was really successful like the
He
moment he
was.
blew up. And
And you know what's so funny? I was watching one video, I think Mode 9 and Terry Rap Man video.
yeah.
I think I saw MI and which other guy in the video? I don't know, but they look exactly like MI. I was like, this dude has been around for so long.
Yeah, he's I think the thing is we have to appreciate that the northern part of Nigeria has provided us with really good
Good
rappers.
rappers.
Like you can talk about MI, you can talk about
Oh,
Mode grew up in Abuja for a while, so though he's from Osun State. So then you talk about Ice Prince too.
Ice
Ice Prince
Prince,
is also
yeah,
from
he's
the
like
north. Then
he
MI's
make
brother
it to my
Jesse
Jesse
Jacks
Jazz.
is also
They
from
are
the
in my
north.
top 10.
So those guys actually they're
They are
pretty
my top
really
10.
good rappers from the north. So my number three
Mostly
guy,
from Jos, right?
yeah,
Jos and Abuja.
yeah, the North Central has really good artists. Like Two Face also from Benue, which
Mm.
is pretty close within the same geographic region. So my number three, I'll go with Idris Abdul Karim.
I'm sorry. Idris. The reason Idris doesn't make it to my top 10, even make it to top 5, is because when he came out, then everybody's like, yo, this guy is dope. He went at 10 to 2 hours, and then Rugged Man, just Rugged Man from nowhere, man. Rugged Man from nowhere.
The thing is this. The thing is, I think I'll address that more when I want to talk about Rugged
Okay.
Man because he made my top five.
He made your top 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, for me, Idris Abdul Karim, why he made my top 10 and he's number three is because Idris is a trailblazer. He took a risk, like trying to do something different. This is something people have not really been doing. And at the same time, he had contents that were socially relevant. Like he sang about Nigeria Jaga Jaga,
Yes.
and it's still the same thing. The reality he painted
I almost got
over
killed.
10, 12, 15 years ago is still the same realities. It's even gotten worse.
But I think everybody knows. It's like you actually telling what people already can tell. But maybe they don't have the platform. That the Shoki did the same thing too.
Yeah, but he was telling the same story in a really different form
Yeah.
and a different form of art.
And Fela has been saying the same thing
And
forever.
at the same time, when he produced that music, when he produced that work, rap wasn't that local rap wasn't that booming.
Yeah.
Wasn't that much. So he took a risk as to that, and also he took a lot of flack for that song because
Yeah,
some
he
people
was
thought
hated a lot.
he was hated by the
By the
political
even by
system
the
that
president then,
then which
Obasanjo.
people thought it was an affront on the president, but it wasn't. It's just
Just
saying
stating the
reality,
fact.
and the reality of Nigerians is that the country was in a really bad shape that moment too. We just got out of decades of or years of military dictatorship and the politicians taking over, and we expect better civil rights and everything. And it wasn't that way. There was no electricity and everything. So he painted a picture of the reality of the country on that Jaga Jaga song, and his body of artwork also, at least I think it can stand the test of time. And he at the time he came up, like he was the big dog.
Yeah,
And even when 50 Cent came, I fuck with 50 Cent, but even though when
Oh,
50 Cent
they
came,
got into a fight, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like at that time they were disrespecting local rappers, and
Yeah.
he stood up. The guy, you want to say he's controversial, you want to say he's stubborn or whatever, but he had his own set of ideologies. And though I do not agree with certain things he's been doing right, like the past few years about hitting on these new guys and being
Oh
that
yeah, that has been like
that
it's just been like
you know that
salty.
cranky old
Just
get off my
salty.
lawn
Yeah.
uncle is kind of becoming that kind of guy. So, but you
Become
can't deny
everybody's uncle.
that he created that space for other guys to come, and I'll say that Rugged Man fed off of that momentum that he already created, because Rugged just came in dissing everybody,
Yeah.
and I think the thing is it's really easy for an artist to come out dissing everybody
This
and
is
trying to
easy. Yeah,
to
just
get famous.
to get they're trying to get famous out of
But the thing
your
is,
fame.
okay, you just like you said that, oh, Rugged Man dissed him and he didn't really have a comeback or anything.
Yeah,
The same Rugged Man got dissed by Mode 9. What did he do? Nothing.
I think it
The
was
thing
it
is,
was a long battle. He replied.
but then when the back and forth went on, he at a point he stopped because he already saw that he was losing the battle.
But
And it was very easy for him to pick up a fight with Nice, who is not a rapper.
but how many people really can tell during that time? Because I had an argument with some friends that they say, "Oh, Rugged Mike killed Mod 9." I was like, no. The reason you think Rugged Mike killed Mod 9 in that beef was because you are not smart enough to understand the Mod 9's lyrical ability. And
Exactly.
exactly what he was saying. So you just want to go with the simple
No, the
things
thing
and
is,
just
if you go on and listen to Death Blow, you actually see that Mode 9 killed Rugged Man on that track. Like, I think Mode 9 has the best rap beef song made in Nigeria. I think he has it. Like, he also had Street Runner or whatever, or this other beef song. Like, you can't stand him. The thing is, because he's not commercially successful doesn't mean Mode is not good. Mode is a great artist.
your favorite rapper.
Yeah,
your
so
favorite
like
rapper.
so
Your favorite
so
rapper is
so let me
Mod
just continue. Like, I'll put Olamide as number 4
Okay.
because Olamide has, to be honest, he's been relevant. He's stayed at the top of his game for the past few years, and he doesn't look like someone who's quitting soon. And at the same time, he's making the game so relevant in the sense that he's having this collaboration with other artists from different countries and even within the region. Also, being able to participate, to incorporate being an artist with having the support of the Lagos state government in having his Olik show or whatever that he has every year. And if you look at, there was huge Lagos state government support for the
For the
show.
show.
And the thing is, if we start to have this partnership between the government and the artists, it actually helps emboldening our artists that they have that government support. So a lot of youths can actually get more creative and get out of that poverty line and be able to make something from being rap artists. Because to be honest, like within the traditional mentality of rap song, it's all about gangsterism, weed, uh, all sort of social vices. But what Olamide has been able to do is that being able to portray this image to the government and whatever, that rap artists are just normal people too, and they have impact within society, and
Society.
and we can't deny the fact that he has huge followership, which a lot of politicians are actually tapping into. So I think Olamide is number four for me, and even though I do not think he's as good as he was, but he's still very relevant, and there's you can't push him aside from the game right now. And the only person who can actually do that, like be on the same level with him right now, is Fino. Because if you look at Nigeria right now, which rapper is better than better than Olamide?
No, when you say better, you talking about lyrical content,
When you no, it's not even
commercial
about
success, or
commercial success. That's what I'm talking about. It's
okay,
not,
yeah,
I don't feel his content
okay.
because
So your list is
maybe the
based
past
your list is based on around
is based off of
various.
different
Ah,
reasons
okay,
why I try to justify every artist that made the list. Like
okay.
some are commercial success, lyrics, content, and their ability to be the trailblazer that
Mm.
started the game. Like if you look at Idris Abdul Karim, I think that's why he made my list. And I think he
Yeah,
had,
Idris is an OG. Yeah, respect to him.
yeah,
Big
and I think he
shout out
had social conscious.
to Idris Abdul
Yeah,
Karim.
I think he has socially conscious rap songs too. So I think that's why he made my list. So number five, I'll go Rugged Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Rugged Baba
Okay.
because
Okay.
when Rugged Man came in, I think he shook the game up. And the thing is, when you come into the industry and you just come in like a sleeper, I don't really think you make an impact. It's just like when Kendrick Lamar dropped Control. Kendrick dropped Control, it shook the rap game up. Like guys woke up. You understand? Like everybody started to feel like, oh,
It's
there's a
coming
shift
for my
in
name.
paradigm. He's coming for us. So
But
then
but
everybody tried to like up their game.
but people who has been following Kendrick for a long time, they knew since Section 80 that this dude is
Kendrick
coming
is
to kill
good.
everybody.
Exactly. Like, but I think people just need that wake up call.
Yeah, because it's
And
just
he was that
randomly.
guy.
The point is he's kind of everybody's favorite because he's not as violent as people think. So always like
Yeah.
go his way and
You know, the thing
towards
is
like.
just this image we've had
So
that
then he dropped name and everyone was like, "Oh no, not
exactly like how many people really want to do that? Like
no."
how many
It's
artists
like
actually have
I'm
that
ready for you to have Dave.
the courage
Yeah.
to name drop? And it's not just name dropping, he's name dropping his own friends,
Yes, it's
record label
gone.
mates, and
Everybody.
everybody.
It's like,
So the thing is, a lot of people felt it was malicious, but I don't think it
no,
was.
it
It was
wasn't.
just
No.
how about we do better as artists, and that's what he did. And
Yeah, it
for
was actually
that,
calling people out just so that you have to step up your game. You have to
I think
raise the
that's a
bar.
similar impact that Rugged Man had when he came into the scene.
But the problem is he couldn't keep up to what he actually came for.
Yes, he couldn't. It's just like maybe I would, that just takes us to Michael Blacksey and Kevin Hart. Like
Yeah.
you're dishing out something that
Something
you
you
can't
can't
actually
take.
take. So that was the problem with Rugged Man. I think Rugged Man built his rap
Career around
identity
beef.
around beef and
Beef.
controversy.
Yeah.
So when that starts to brew up, then he just go back
no,
and just
I can't
comes
handle
with
this.
something that the people can relate. So he feeds off of that momentum of okay, now people wants to listen to him. So I won't really want to disrespect by saying he's irrelevant, but he hasn't really had any beef with anyone recently. I don't think
No.
he's
It's not
got any
ready. It's
album
not
coming
ready for
anymore.
him.
So I think he's retired or whatever. So he just moves on with his life. And then my number 6 is That Green. Shout out to That Green. Like
Shout out. Da, ba, ba.
when That Green came, he came with a different kind of flow, a different kind of sound from the street. And I think that was missing. That was really missing because everybody was trying to struggle between listening to MI, Rugged Man, then Mode 9 and these other guys. Then Green just came with something totally different.
Something the
Because
street can actually relate to.
yeah, at that time, a lot of Ajasa was starting to actually fall off. Too Fat was starting to fall off. So Too Fat wasn't really there for a long time. I think he rode off of the Nice and ID Kapasa wave
yes.
and the Akoka whatever love that people were showing to the guys who were just coming out of Akoka, Bagada, and those areas. So when That Green came up, it was just new for us. Like it's like we never like I'm talking about like guys like myself or people who I grew up with.
He came
It was
straight
something
with,
new, like we could actually relate with.
he went straight indigenous.
Yes,
it was straight, not even involving any.
Like the kind of beat
Like,
and his ability to actually flow. It's just like every song feels like freestyling to him. And then he's actually able to switch between that persona of that gangster street rapper to a much more cooler and serene identity. When you listen to this song, sometimes when I wake up, I can't even remember the lyrics of that song. Like he just totally switched it up, like to be like, okay, so this guy has some other sides too, and everybody actually wanted to ride off of his wave because That Green was on every record label at that time. Like everybody just wanted to make a record with That Green, and he was commercially successful. And at the same time, we can also say he had content. He had really good lyrics, though you can't actually talk about maybe
actually
metaphor.
lyrical. He's like metaphor. He was lyrical, man.
He was really lyrical, and he was successful too.
The thing is, he said a lot of things in Yoruba which are like advanced metaphor.
Yeah,
it's like more of like a proverb. You have to be really smart for you to be able to decode that. And if not Yoruba, there's no way you can understand that. So yeah, he had both. He was lyrical, has the metaphor to back it up, and it was speaking things that street people can easily relate with. So if you're not from the street, you might find it difficult to actually relate with. But people from street can tell.
Yeah, and I'll go after The Green was my number 7. I'll go with Terry the Rap Man. I got huge love for Terry the Rap Man. Like I'm an Abuja guy, so I grew up listening to him. Him, Mode 9, Ferocious, and 6 Plus, and these other guys. So, and I've been following up his career. He's really good. Terry is good. He might not be commercially successful as we expect him to be. I think his career trajectory is pretty similar to that of Mode 9.
Yes.
And they're really good friends. They work together and everything. So he's got lyrics. I think his art is very similar to Mode 9. So it's just that feel of being able to produce something that people can't really relate to, but if you actually take time to sit down and listen to the content, then you know that this guy has a message, and he's got a song out, so the video is already out, but I've not really paid attention to it. Yeah, he's got a new song out, so I've not really paid attention to that. So going off of that, then my number 8, I will go with Ice Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, Ice Prince came up right next to MI, and I think he made an impact, and he's still trying to make the same impact. Like, even though he has slowed down like a little bit, but I think Ice Prince deserves to be in the top 10 because, and for me,
he's in my top 10 for sure.
And the thing is, for me, like I find it difficult to be able to balance Ice Prince, Nigga Raw, and and Vector. So Vector didn't make my top 10. So like I try to try to see how I can justify these 3 guys, like who goes first, who comes next, and whatnot. And
there's no particular order for that.
Yeah, the thing is because, but one reason that Nigga fell off is because if I'm not putting a lot of Ajasa in there, then I don't see why I should have Nigga there, because they had pretty similar form of art. It was just that they were kind of using indigenous rap. So which is something that I'll say Fino built off of. Because
Yes.
Nigeria already dropped that Igbo rap kind of stuff for us. So Fino just built off of that. So that's why Nigeria didn't make it. So I also give shout out in my top 10 is Sasha P.
Shasha
Sasha
P.
P. She
Shout
made
out
my
to
list.
Shasha
The
P.
only female artist that made the list. Sasha P. Like when Sasha came, right? I think we didn't really have female MCs that
Yes.
were relevant.
But this then this lady that sung Ijoya, what was her name?
Oh
Name
yeah,
is
yeah,
Lori
yeah,
Ganga.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Ganga. Yeah.
But the thing is, Sasha P came up and was able to battle with the guys
Yeah.
at that time. Though we know, like we basically know that there's the our culture of patriarchy doesn't really support women that much. And then a lady who's trying to like do something that's pretty new, and then doing it against the guys, like she didn't really have that much support as we would expected. But I think Sasha P was really good. She won a couple of awards. She was nominated for a couple of awards, and for me, I'll say she was the best. She's still the best
Best female
female
rapper.
MC that we've ever had in Nigeria. So I just feel like she deserved to be in my top 10 for sure, because she really helped grow the rap game in Nigeria. And I don't really know what she's been up to recently, but I'm sure she's doing good in life.
Yeah, the rap game in Nigeria is not easy. If you're not famous and you're still
Yeah,
struggling to
exactly.
be
And
heard,
for
it's
the
gonna be like
female,
it's gonna be
they're
hell.
really struggling. But I'm still trying to see what Eva Alodia is coming up with. She's a real good rapper too. So let's see what she's got.
We'll see
Like
what
if we can shake up the game. I know it's a male dominated industry, but I think people want to listen to women rap too,
a
because
lot. But the thing is, if you want to come out as a female rapper, you have to be like ready, because one, you're not only battling guys who are lyrically superior, you're
yeah,
battling guys who think they're superior in nature, and then you're
exactly. That's the
battling the perception of people, like people who think like Nigerian female rapper can't rap.
exactly
So you have to be ready.
that's the mentality of patriarchy that I'm talking about. That we just have it that maybe like Bubu would say that women belong in the kitchen and the other
Yeah.
room.
The
So
perception is like really weighing them down, because they have to like, oh, probably like, and Nigeria, our community is so religious, and when we see a female rapper, we are already tagged them with this prostitution. That probably
oh
you should be
yeah,
doing something different. Why do you choose to be a rapper?
be a
You
rapper,
don't have a
exactly.
future. Like probably you on drugs. There's a lot of things like combined.
No,
It's a lot of challenges. I know it's
I kind of hope
difficult.
that changes. I hope that changes as we start to move into this phase where rap music in Nigeria is becoming more accepted, and then we have to start to change our values that female MCs too can rap, and they deserve our attention, our support to actually help advance the art of rap in Nigeria and within the region. So yeah, let's revisit Hush Puppy
Oh yeah.
and Fino.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really
So
interested in talking about that, like, because I have this really different and interesting perspective to the whole
okay, the
beef.
whole beef.
Yeah. So this was how it started, right? Like months back,
Yeah.
Hush Puppy posted that Fino posted a photo of a Patek Philippe watch, and Hush Puppy said the the watch is fake. That how can Fino, who's preaching that their work is getting pirated, like copyright violations is
Yeah.
happening, copyright
Actually,
infringement is happening to his art, and then he's patronizing
seeing people who's actually
a
doing
fake
the
watch. And the thing
pirating.
is, a lot of people feel like um, Hush Puppy has no basis for those criticisms or whatever. But here's my opinion. I feel like it goes against human morals that you're the one who's saying your art is getting pirated,
Pirated.
which I believe that people who make ingenious products, whether in form of music, science and technology, materials or whatever, they deserve to have their fruit of their labor,
Yes.
to enjoy the fruit of their labor through copyright. So I'm a huge supporter of copyright laws, even though we have copyright
Zero. We
laws in
have
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
but
but they're not
we just don't
implemented.
have enforcement.
They don't enforce it.
So and places like Upper Iweka Road, Alaba Market are
Alaba, yeah.
hotbeds for piracy in Nigeria. And every year these guys are raping artists, writers, and everybody who's making ingenious work. They're ripping them off with the things they are doing in these places, which is very bad. But the thing is, if you are saying your products are getting pirated and it's affecting you, like it's draining you from being more creative, which I think is true, and you're patronizing people who are selling fake watches, then I think there's a cognitive dissonance there, because you can't be against people pirating your product while you're patronizing a
People who
fake product.
pirating
But
other
that's
people's
an
products.
assumption. That's if I'm assuming that that watch is fake. That is, I'm giving the benefit of doubt to Hushpuppi that the watch that is using is
But
fake.
but the problem is, how can you tell a fake watch from the photos?
Oh, come on. It's already, this is something that's already been in the system before. Like, you probably have heard about fake watch buster.
Yeah, they have
Who's
that in
always,
US,
yes,
but like they have
exactly.
like both jewelry buster, but
Yeah,
not for
the
the
guy
watch.
is able to bust fake watches just from the pictures of people posting. Like, he busted Carmelo Anthony.
But most
He
of
busted.
most of the bust was wrong. It was
No,
actually
he
fake.
wasn't wrong. He wasn't
A
wrong.
lot was.
Yeah,
A
he
lot
definitely
was.
he had some wrong, but a lot was also wrong. So, and the thing
So
is,
how can you say Camilo Anthony is using a fake watch where the is
the
rich?
thing is, the thing is this. It's not that Carmelo bought a watch from a jeweler who he doesn't actually understand if the watch is fake
It's
or
fake
not.
or
And the thing is, when he busts them, he's not directly busting the artist. He's busting the
the
jeweler who
jewelers.
sold
Yeah.
that off as being real stuff. Because the thing is this, a lot of the artists and sport athletes that buy these watches, they're not really concerned about the mechanism. They're concerned about the remodeling, the gold, the diamond that has been remodeled around the watch by the jewelers. So they don't really care about the product
The product
itself.
itself.
So most times these jewelers can just buy fake ones and
And
then
just remodel like
remodel and just put the gold and everything. But when you take a closer look at the mechanics of the watch, you actually know, okay, this is not a real watch. And the artist does not know, or that sports guy who went and buy an expensive watch does not actually know if it's fake or not. So, but then I'm giving the benefit of doubt to Hushpuppi that the watch is fake, as he claimed. Then it's as simple like there are two things. You either ignore Hushpuppi or you respond. If you choose to respond, then just prove it's
proven
real.
wrong. Yeah.
Just prove him wrong, shut him down once and for all. Because Hushpuppi is a guy who wants attention, definitely. Like, we all know that.
He came for that.
He wants attention. So there are two things. You either shut him up by providing receipts or you just ignore him. So then he doesn't get the attention either way. And if he's wrong, then he has to apologize. But instead of Phyno actually tackling that or being at least a little bit reasonable, he decided to go on ranting about, oh, I bought cars for my mom.
Nobody's
I bought a
asking
house
you
for
that.
my mom.
That is a personal business. Nobody
I don't
want to
give a
know.
fuck about what you did for your
Nobody want
family.
to know.
It's your
Everybody doing
family. I
something
don't
for
want to
for
know.
their family.
I'm sure everybody who has the ability to help their parents help them.
They will do that
Because
for
that's the moral value as Africans or as Nigerians that we have. It's just like your parents can't get old and you put them in foster care. You can't do that where we're from. You have to take care of your parents. So do you have to go all about saying, oh, I'm taking care of my parents? When they were taking care of you,
They
were they
don't go
going
around
about
bragging
saying it
about
to
that.
everybody?
Yeah, I don't brag
So
about
I
that.
don't care about what you've done for your mom or whatnot. Address the issue on ground. But he's not addressing the issue. And
He's looking for a defensive
he
distraction.
just distracted us from what Hushpuppi is saying. And I think here is where I got really annoyed as someone who's have my background in media. Let me just break it down to you. So Phyno decided to to make a record.
Mm.
He was featured on Timaya's record, Telly Person.
Oh yeah.
So he
I
was
really love
featured
the song.
on that song.
Yeah, I was making a mix, like
Here's-
DJ mix, and
Here's
for the
why I
song.
got annoyed about, because at first I wasn't really paying attention, because anything Hushpuppi I don't really want to listen to.
I don't follow.
I don't fuck
anything
with him.
about
I don't follow him. I
Hushpuppi.
just don't understand
I
that
don't
guy. He wants controversy so that he can gain attention. So, but here's where I got annoyed. When that song dropped and I listened to it, then I listened to Phyno's verse.
Yes.
And I got really pissed.
Why?
And here's why I got pissed. As someone who studies the media,
Mm-hmm.
I understand media economy. The Super Bowl 2017,
Okay.
a 30 seconds ad is $5 million.
Yeah. So
For
much money.
30 seconds. And Super Bowl viewership this year was 111 million viewers.
Mm.
And if you combine Olamide, Phyno,
and Timaya.
and Timaya on one track, I'm sure you can get at least 100 million viewers or people that music reached all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have 30 seconds on someone's song and you decide to spend that 30 seconds on what I would term as inanities, going on someone who wants attention. I just feel like it's a waste of time. It's a waste of priority. As you could use that 30 seconds to actually pass a really good message, a positive one, not on attacking a guy who wants attention, who's for me is a nobody.
Wait a minute. Where does Hushpuppi comes from? Like, I just started reading, like, because I don't follow most of the Nigerians artists on my social media.
Yeah.
And I don't follow most of the news back home from my social media. So I just I see people started sharing, reposting on Facebook,
Yeah.
Hushpuppi this, Hushpuppi this, Hushpuppi this. I was like, wait a minute, like, you can only pay attention to people who you know they're relevant, right?
Yeah.
Not people who are trying to hijack social media fame, right? So me as a person, I don't even reply to a lot of things. So then someone just come out of nowhere, started bashing, and you want me to use my own platform to promote, because anything you talk about Hushpuppi, you're using your own platform to promote, and people who doesn't know about him will start googling, find a way about him there. That's what you don't do. Like, you have to be strategic. You have to have a strategy. And when you're dealing with people, you have to be strategic about that. You don't use your own platform to support people who actually want fame.
Yeah.
There's one thing you should know. When someone come out of nowhere and started bashing and
seriously,
if
you look at the numbers, to me, I think Phyno lost out. If you look at the numbers, because he could have used that record to make an impact or just do something
different instead of promoting.
There's
a free promotion.
So that means whatever it is Hushpuppi was saying actually got to you, and that's the point.
Yeah,
he wants to get to you, and he got to you, and he brought out that negative vibe or energy out of you, which you shouldn't have let happen. Because, come on, man, that guy is trying to live a flamboyant life and built around controversy, and I just don't really know.
And the thing is, people follow him. See, I can say in a way, Hushpuppi, he's really smart. Smart in a sense that he go for people with a platform.
Yeah.
He go for people to talk shit to them so that they could reply. Then their fan started knowing about.
Look at the people we went for: KC, Davido, Phyno. So these are guys with large followers.
Yeah. Their platform is so big, their followers is big, so it's even if, like, now I'm not, nobody even know who I am, but let Olamide tweet something, one thing about me. You see my Instagram,
exactly, because people want to figure out who's this guy. So that kind of got me on the wrong side. Like, okay, Phyno, the issue is they say you're using a fake watch, and you haven't really addressed that. Because if you're using a fake watch, then
you have to clear yourself on that.
You're being a hypocrite, because you want people to actually pay for your product, and you're not ready to pay for people's product. So you have no moral grounds to come out and criticize copyright infringement or violations if you're actually violating on Patek Philippe copyright.
And to those who still wearing fake Gucci, wearing fake
Louis
Louis
Vuitton.
Vuitton, and wearing fake Supreme. I'm wearing Supreme. Shout out to my brother Joseph Parker. He bought this for me.
Yeah,
So and
shout
it's
out,
like
man.
did straight from Supreme store. So don't get this twisted. Okay, it's
The
original
thing is, I just don't
Supreme.
understand how people like really want to feed off of that image that I'm living a life of affluence when you don't really live that life. Like you're trying to fake reality. And the thing is, we all live different realities. So my reality is quite different from yours.
Yeah,
And the reality you're living now, I may have lived it before. I may
before
have actually need to live it in
leave it
future.
in. Yeah,
So I just don't understand why we're really moving into this age of deception, where we try to create this different social media presence that's difficult. If what I can afford is a Michael Kors watch of $100, I'm quite okay with it. Like
you see, I've been using G-Shock for years.
you know, the thing is, when you tell people
I
in
bought
Nigeria,
Michael Kors. I have Kors. I bought a lot of watches, but I decided to give them out because
yeah,
this one is so light and it's comfortable. I
it's
can
really
just
casual
wear it.
anyway.
It's casual. I
So
can wear it to
and the
anywhere.
thing is, there are many affordable watches out there like that fits into your persona. It doesn't have to be damn expensive Casio,
Like
Timex, and
like I
everything.
said in our group chat, the only watch I will buy that is expensive watch that I will buy in my life is Rolex. And the reason I'm buying
Makes sense.
Rolex is because the value increases every year.
That makes sense for me. If
So
I'm
and I can
really
still resell Rolex and still have my money back.
if I'm really ready to hurt my paycheck to get a watch, that watch really has to be able to tell me when Jesus Christ is coming back. Because fuck yeah, because all I just have to do is just look at the
Look at
fucking
that.
time.
You know the
So
funniest
why would
part
I
is
have to
like
break the bank because I want to own a good watch?
the funniest thing is like people with a good watch and phones, they're still checking their phones for time.
Exactly. So
So what's
what's
the
the point?
point?
So I don't
What's the
really get
point?
it. What's the point of doing that? So I think we've been able to talk about Hush
Okay.
Puppy.
Yes, I think I'm not a fan of Hushpuppi, so
Yeah, let's go to
I
the
don't want to use my own
fans
platform for him. So let's go to
fans
the
comment.
fans comment. So maybe we
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just
yeah.
answer the question
Yeah,
there.
first question is, are you guys Christians?
Yes, we are Christians. Okay, keep
Yeah, we're
going.
Christians. Like we come from a line of of Christianity in the sense that our parents are
Uh,
Christians and
like devoted Christian.
devoted Christians, and we have this belief in a really good covenant that God has handed to our fathers
But our
that's being
Christ
passed to us.
our type of Christianity is more of spiritual.
Yeah, very spiritual. It's quite different.
We believe more spiritual. We don't go for the
Yeah, I think that answers the second
yeah.
question, which is like, I want to know your spiritual beliefs. Our spiritual beliefs, what could be our beliefs?
Mm,
Because it's not belief,
yes.
beliefs.
So
So,
okay, I think you go first.
no, probably you go first while I try to think about some of the spiritual
You go
beliefs.
first.
So, maybe I'll say one of the spiritual beliefs that we have in common, or the doctrine of our church or our Christianity is we have this huge belief in the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
So we believe we are emboldened by the power of the Holy Spirit, and our comfort comes from the Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
So
and we
and
believe in a special covenant, not just
yes,
ordinary covenant.
a special
It's like a
covenant for
covenant
us.
ends by our spiritual father,
Yeah,
passed on to us,
us
and we have to pass on this covenant to our
to our
children.
to our kids. So it's
So
just
that's
like
why we say we
it's
were
a
more
replica of
spiritual.
what
Yeah.
God did for the Israelites in the Bible.
So
So
when you see us going against Christianity, is because we want every Christian to believe, to have this belief of, or to put spirituality over
religiosity,
religious
religious
idea
beliefs
or
or
beliefs.
ideologies.
Has to be like, you don't have to be Christian to be spiritual.
Yeah, you
You
don't
don't
have
have
to
to be
be. Yeah,
Christian to be spiritual. And uh, the church where we actually like
worship where we're born.
worship, it's more of like combination of Christianity, Islam, and a lot of religion,
Yeah,
right? So it's like we practice a lot of things, so we know which one, we know which comes first. spirituality over religion, right? You have, because there's no, if you're not spiritual, there's no way you could understand what religion is preaching to you.
I think the one really good strength of spirituality for me is the ability of being able to connect to the
Higher powers.
the higher being.
So when one pastor is telling you to do this, how you need this, you have to pay this tithe, you have to pay this. No,
And
no, that is not.
it's a way of life. It guides you, and it also gives you this peace of mind and this serenity. That's why I say it emboldens you. Like being spiritual is something
and it
that
gives you straight, direct access or direct communication line to God.
you don't have to.
You don't have
depend
to
on
go
one
through
Daddy G
anybody.
or one pastor.
When you're
or one
spiritual, you have
prophetess.
the straight access to God. You can ask.
And the Bible
Direct.
says shall be given.
You ask directly. You don't have to pray
So, I think
to give your
we'll-
prayer to or Daddy G.O. to pass on to God.
So yeah,
And that is one of the covenant from our church. We have the covenant from our fathers where we can communicate direct to God. And if God is not hearing us, then we can go through our fathers who they have this supreme connection with God directly. So it's like, so we have multiple ways of communicating to God. We can go through straight by ourselves, or we can go through our fathers. So
And I think one thing I actually want us to talk about lastly is I want us to have this series, this ongoing series, where on every episode we'll be talking about a specific stereotype
okay.
that it could either be stereotypes we Africans have about other races
Other
like
races,
brown
okay.
and white people,
Okay.
and stereotypes that other races have about Africans and about Nigerians. So for this week episode or for this first series, I want us to talk about Africa is a country stereotype.
Oh,
The stereotype that is out there that Africa is a country. I think that's the first one I actually want us to talk about
Okay.
before we wrap up this episode.
now and again, before we wrap up, we have to talk about Kobe retirement. Kobe Jesus's retirement, Lakers.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
we
sir.
have to
Yes,
talk a little
maybe
bit
let's
about
quickly
sports.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about the stereotype. I think we Africans as well, we promote this very stereotype as Africa as a country, because I'm guilty of that too, because
Yeah.
many times they ask me where you from and I say Africa,
Yeah.
knowing
I've done that
Africa
too.
is a continent, not a country.
Yeah.
And it's like and most of people that ask me that question, they never think, oh, which country in Africa? They say, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then that shows like the person that asked the question doesn't know anything about Africa. I just
Yeah.
want to know, because Africa is a continent, it's not a country. I'm in Nigeria, right? So I think most of us are guilty of the same stereotype too. But that reminds me, I was talking doing when I was doing my bachelor, I was talking with some. I think what was happening. I was in this class with this Russian girl and one Afghanistan guy, right? So it was cinematography class, just making a little bit of short film and doing something. And we started talking like about Egyptian, like Egypt.
Yeah.
And the Russian girl and the Afghanistan guy said, "Oh, Egypt is in the Middle East." I was like, "No, Egypt is in Africa." They said, "No, it's from the Middle East." I was like, "No, from Africa." I said, "Oh, you can just check." And they went to Google and they like Google it. Egypt is in Africa. I was like, "Oh, I thought Egypt is in Middle East." I was like, your geography is bad. Next time you have to educate yourself. So many people doesn't even know
The countries in
the
Africa.
countries in Africa,
Yeah.
right? And they're always mistake and talking about that as well. Most of the Moroccans, right? The Egyptian, they're always like parading themselves as from the Middle East, not from Africa.
Yeah. So it's actually even an identity problem
Yeah, it's
within
more of an identity
certain demography of Africans who feel like, oh, because they are not black as other
Yeah,
Africans, so they
probably
not be
the
African.
continent is too
It's-
poor
or it's too
for their
black or
identity
whatever.
or whatever. So people just trying to create and again, a lot of people, this also happens. Like you see a white South Africans and they ask if you ask them where you from, oh, from South Africa. A lot of people are like, no, South Africa is
Yeah, like
white.
it's
South Africa
black,
is
like you
white.
know why is
White.
South Africa?
Yeah.
It's
I
funny.
was talking to a friend, like in South Africa, they have this colorful rainbow community where you see black, colored, you see Indians, you see the white, you see this. It's like so it's so colorful. It's not like a country of one color. It's like
Yeah,
a country of
yeah, it's true. Like
multiple
yeah,
colors. It's a country of multiple colors, and
it's more
the
diverse.
northern part of Africa is they are more closer to the Middle East, so they have I think they have more of identity problem too. So because most of them sees themselves as Arab or sees
Yeah,
themselves as Middle East, they think they know Africa is not good enough for them to be
it's
from.
not
So
even that too. It's also this perception that even Nigerians or certain people within Africa think Africa is just a continent of black people. Within within the region itself, within the continent, we already have that assumption or perception that everyone in this continent is black. But when you go to South Africa and some other countries in Africa that has white and brown people, then it changes the whole assumptions. And also, there was this recent conference in Nigeria where I think a Tunisian went, and he said he was Tunisian. People were kind of startled, like, how can you be Tunisian when
when you're
when you are
white,
like white?
white,
So we
and
already also have that problem within
ourselves.
ourselves as
But the
Africans.
problem is like I think the genesis of that problem is from the most of the people that has that problem may probably they're thinking more of like the traditional history of Africa. And even the Westerns, they will tell you the reason why most of the people from Africans are black is because of the geographical weather of that continent because it's quite hot and from hot. I was like, if it's because of the geographical weather of Africa as a country, how come people from Thailand are still yellow? And then, because Thailand is quite hot too.
Yeah, the thing
And so
is,
is Philippines, you know.
and this whole Africa as a country is, though it's logically wrong, but the impact goes beyond logic to even policy statement or policy decisions. Why I'm saying this because I just read like a scholarly article recently that tackled this stereotype about Africa, and the author used the specific case of Ebola
Mm.
as as a point of reference to back up that claim that we need to move from this Africa as a country mentality because it's so archaic and it's so ignorant. The sense that when Ebola broke out in Africa, in
In
few
few
countries
countries, yeah.
like
Few countries.
Sierra Leone, Liberia,
Mm.
Guinea, then he was saying that even Kenyans that were flying into Norway
No, it happens to the
were
Nigerians
not
too. You
allowed.
remember when we went to I think is that I went home or during the period we went to Europe and was
No,
coming
no,
back.
no. Ebola was 2014, 2015. So probably when you went to
Yeah, when
Nigeria
I
or something.
it was yeah I went home
Yeah.
2014, and when I was coming back I had to
That was
like do
when,
the
yeah.
take this do the I was like no I'm from Nigeria we don't have like everybody that's
So,
coming from the continent from
yeah,
Africa they
everyone that's
have like
coming, it's just that
yeah.
assumption that they have Ebola. Meanwhile, Ebola is in just maybe 3 to 5 countries within
But
the
yeah, when
region.
we were coming back from Europe, you have to fill some form too.
No, that was just normal yellow
I had a yellow
form,
card.
what yellow
Yeah, I
card
have the
form.
card.
So that was pretty normal because you have to do that every time you get out. So the
No.
issues, it's not just within Thailand or wherever. It was, I think, on a global scale
Mm.
because the Norwegian authorities did not allow the Kenyans to get into the country. Not because they were coming from a country with Ebola, but because they were coming from the
From
continent.
Africa.
And also, he also said that Hope School van Amsterdam stopped students from going on exchange to any African country
Country.
or traveling to Africa. That was, and his
It's so
issue was
bad.
that a university shouldn't be making those kind of mistake where you just assume Africa is a country, or an epidemic of
in few
Ebola
states,
in
few,
a
few
country or
countries
few
like
countries
affected, is
is
affecting
within
the whole continent.
the whole continent. So this stereotype just doesn't affect. It's not just a stereotype that is logically flawed, but it also affects policy decision making. Like, and imagine the lives that are being impacted by this assumption that okay, Africa is a country whereby people who are flying can't get into the country because they're coming from Africa, or students who had planned internships abroad cannot travel. So all their plans or the work they've put in getting interviews and getting an internship placement in Africa is all gone. Just because some people just assume that oh, whatever is happening in Africa, it's a country or whatever. So people shouldn't go down there. So we need to start to move. I think people need to start learning a lot more about geography or
and I
taking
think and
geography serious.
the thing is like a lot of people there is like you said the other time, like fear of unknown.
Yeah,
It's like if you're outside and someone tells you like something is happening in that house without you having an idea
yeah,
or go inside check what is happening, you just go along with what you was told
what?
like something
Yeah,
is happening inside. So this idea of like, and you have a lot of ways of educating yourself, right?
exactly.
It's as easy as
It's
anything. We have Africans living almost all over the world. You
yeah.
can easily work to them, learn
Just
about
have
their
a
country,
conversation.
have a conversation, or you can just go on internet. There's a lot of.
Oh come
I'm
on.
not asking you to believe everything on internet, but you should be smart about it. You know
I'm
what
quite
is
sure. I'm quite sure a lot of people believe everything on Wikipedia.
that is
Wikipedia
wrong.
has
No.
helped millions of students graduate college.
Yes.
So why don't you seek Wikipedia's help
Yeah.
instead of being ignorant?
Just flowing with. And the same thing happens here. Few days like when they started raiding all the Africans, right? You know the bad one, but you're making a case just because they are all blacks. That
I
means
don't
they
know.
are all guilty of the same thing.
People just need to like do a little bit more research about certain things before, like the Israel-Palestinian issue. To be honest, I do not think I have enough information to take a side. So I'm completely neutral. I'm not even trying to follow it up. And one thing is the Papua New Guinea issue or whatever that has been happening with the indigenous people out there is that for me, when I started to read about it, I decided to make my own research and try to see who actually owns the land, how did everything go about, and the different human rights violations there. So it's just about just going on the internet trying to
like
look
yeah,
at seek different.
I did the same thing about Syria. I did the same thing
So
about
you gotta
Egypt. I did the
have
same thing
different
about
sources and just
Morocco,
see which one are more
Tunisia.
logical.
Yeah, I
and
do the same
believable.
thing because as an African too, I still have to learn about many things because they know most of the African history we're reading now was written by the Westerns.
Yeah,
So they manipulated everything. So you really have to dig deep
dig
for you
deep
to be
try
able to
to,
get
like,
like the core or the organic history
I
of
think,
Africa.
and social media has really helped us understand other cultures too.
Yes.
Even other cultures than our own culture itself. Like you get to read about other people's traditions and
Yes.
get
Like the same thing happens like in Australia. Yeah, now we know the Australians as
yeah
what
the
they think we are,
Aboriginals,
but the
and
Aborigines
everything.
they are all somewhere. The same thing happens
Yeah,
in
it's
a lot
true.
of African countries that was invaded too. The same thing almost happened in South Africa. If it's not because of the African people came together and like really fought back. So
Friends,
probably South Africa will be occupied by 90% white. Maybe a few
just
percent
just
blacks.
to reference the work of Chimamanda Adichie, she was talking about the danger of a single story. I think that's it. Like when just there's just that one single story that's out there, and you start to believe it without
Believe it.
trying to see the other perspective, then you just get lost in the narrative.
So you really have to go for the knowledge, educate yourself, try to find out exactly what is happening. Not just flow with the story on the internet or the story on Facebook. Because like me, I'm on Facebook. I read a lot and I get angry at a lot of things too. I have this strong instinct, right? When my instinct said no, this story is bullshit, it's totally bullshit. And if I study more a little bit about that, and you will find out it's bullshit. So what do we have to talk about now?
Oh, right now I
We go
want to
with
give
the
shout out to a Nigerian
okay.
Giannis Adetokounmpo. You see, I'm
Atotokumpo.
wearing a Milwaukee Bucks
Okay.
T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I
Did you
just
watch the
like,
game this morning?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
watched
was
the
like,
highlight. I didn't.
yeah,
I missed the game,
no, I
but
watched the game.
he's always a monster.
I
So I
watched the
just
game.
want to give shout out to Giannis and man, like the battle against the King and
Yeah, it was a fun game. Like
like like
the fourth quarter was like,
stealing the ball from LeBron in
that,
crunch
yeah,
time.
that
Man,
was
that
fun.
takes a lot of courage and effort, like to actually pull
Yeah,
that off.
as a car fan,
So
that I was
you
like,
gotta give it
okay,
up for them. Those guys got length. Like everyone on that team, like half of the team is lengthy. Like Chris
yeah,
Middleton,
there's
Ton
very tough. Yeah,
Maker,
yeah.
Antetokounmpo, Tony Snell.
Yeah, I think Tony Snell hit that 3 point.
Yeah, that was
That's
the dagger.
exactly
That
what
was just the
killed us.
dagger.
Yeah,
Like
that's what just killed us.
that was the
LeBron
dagger.
came
Like
back to do. He tried, but it wasn't
so.
just.
Yeah, I
But
gotta give shout outs to the Milwaukee Bucks organization.
yeah,
They're doing a
yeah.
really
They,
good
they
job.
take one.
Man.
They take one out of three.
You guys already played
You
three.
paid them two already. So the third one. So
makes
they take
sense.
one,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Like
One
team
out
is
of
really
three.
gonna like
Yeah.
cause trouble in a couple more years. So yeah.
So talking about Kobe's just
retirement.
retirement. Do you
Damn.
know I have this conspiracy theory that nobody knows about the numbers?
Okay, let's hear.
Okay. Kobe won 3 championship with 8 when he was wearing number 8, right?
Yeah.
Then after 3 championship, he changed the number to number 24, right? So back to number 8. 3 championship was like 3 times 8,
24.
24. Then he won 24. He won 2 championship, right?
Yeah.
And this is 2-4, right? 2 times
Yeah.
4.
6.
2 times 4 is 8.
2 times 4 is 8. Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Okay, still makes sense.
You see?
Wait. He won 2 championships with the 24.
24. Yeah.
So 2 times 4 is 8.
Yeah.
Well, that's a conspiracy theory, but
That's my own conspiracy theory, and I think Kobe will agree with this. Kobe himself will agree with my conspiracy theory because I was like, no, Kobe, because nobody is really finding out how Kobe chose to go from 8 to 24 after 3 championship.
exactly. Like I really don't know why he decided to change the jersey.
It's because of
numbers.
3 times 8.
I don't know why he.
Why 24?
Decided.
This can't be coincident.
I still don't know why he
This
decided.
can
'cause
also, it might because of a
he was
conspiracy
playing
theory.
for the same franchise for like 20
Yeah,
years. So
20
so
and
why
20
did
years
he decide
each.
to?
Yeah,
to-
from 8 to 24.
So I don't understand.
And
that.
the 8 is like after 3 championship.
Oh, makes sense. Let's see what people have to say about that. Maybe it's
And do you think Kobe is the greatest Lakers to ever play?
the greatest Laker ever.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I think the problem we have a lot of time about basketball is that we tend to want to compare this era of basketball.
With the old era.
No, we tend to not want to consider the old era compared to this era because if you look at the old era of basketball, there were more flexible. Will I say flexible rule that, or will I say rigid rules in the sense that it was more physical
Yeah.
back then. So a lot of the players who are actually playing right now would not have been able to play in the old era.
But the thing is, the old era was physical, but they're not as skillful.
Yes, exactly. They're not as
the new
skilled.
era.
And the thing is, even when you want to talk about the new era, like being skilled, but you also have to understand that technology and analytics has helped
Helped. Yeah.
players to be actually more efficient. And if you look at the old era and you look at the kind of development at those times and look at how players take care of their body very well now
Oh, you should
compared to
give LeBron James.
like if you look at
oh no,
back in the days, the kind of shoes guys played with.
Oh, yeah, that is the point. Yeah,
It-
you get killed at that shoes.
with those shoes, how did
How
their
did you
knees
jump?
survive?
Yeah.
So- So I don't really know how to actually balance the conversation between the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars,
The
the
thing is,
Tene Archibald, and
yeah,
these
I always,
guys.
even me myself, I always try to stay out of that argument of comparing like eras to era. I just compare the moment. Like
Just
I don't
leave-
even I don't want to get involved with the comparison between LeBron James and Kobe or LeBron James and Michael Jordan. It's not making any sense to me.
Just live,
Just let them be
enjoy
great.
it.
Just let them be great.
It's
Let them
greatness. You're
yeah,
witnessing greatness.
exactly.
Just
So some
have
people are
fun.
fortunate enough to witness Jordans, then
Yeah.
Kobe, now LeBron James, then maybe Durant next.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
You just
So
have to be happy when you witness it, greatness. So you don't
so
have to
just to go
compare.
back to that question, like of Kobe being maybe the greatest Laker. So I don't really know. For me, I think the two players I want to choose as the greatest Lakers ever is either Kobe or Magic.
Maggie Johnson, right?
Because the
Yeah,
reason I'm
everybody's
saying that
taking
is
the same thing.
because Karim was not drafted by the
Yeah,
Lakers.
yeah.
He played for
He
other
played for
teams
other team, then he
before he
moved.
came
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
Lakers. So and Shaq the same thing.
No.
Shaq was not drafted by the Lakers and he left.
But the point is, I will go with Kobe. You know why? He's the only person who got two jersey retired.
Yeah, that's in the history of basketball.
See,
That's
with
very
the same
significant.
team,
With the same,
same
team,
team,
played 20
same
seasons,
franchise,
won everything you can
everything.
think about. 4 All-Star MVP, he won league MVP,
MVP,
he won
one
finals
final
MVP,
MVP.
scoring champion. He won it all. And man, you gotta give it up for his
Yeah,
work
I think-
ethics.
And
He had
he's like
really
this.
good work
Yeah,
ethics. This is the guy who goes to games straight out of the gym. He goes work out right before the game
after
starts.
the game, and like immediately
Who
after the
does
game,
that?
if he
Like
lost,
he's
the-
sweaty.
yeah,
He just goes in the locker and put on his jersey and go play.
again.
Instead, so that's a lot of hard
And
work.
after, like most of the time when the Lakers lost the game, it just like everybody was like going home, right? Kobe's going straight to the gym.
Yeah, because you
Going
got to
straight
put
to
the
the
work
gym.
in.
It's like
It is.
whatever mistake he made
Gotta
on the
fix
court,
it.
go back to the gym
It
and
is
fix it.
those moments.
The mentality
that
is like it's really
defines your
Mamba.
legacy. And he had that "I'll kill you" mentality.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
the
not, it's,
Mamba,
and it's
Mamba
never, it's
mentality.
never a quitter.
So I give it up for him.
Yeah,
He had a
right.
really good, illustrious career. He made a lot of tremendous impact in the youth and people who watched basketball, and he's inspired a young and new generation of athletes.
And again, Kobe is not the type of player that you don't want to listen to when he's advising you. When he
Sure,
says something,
sure.
you have to take note.
Yeah.
Note. Because
He's
you have
earned
this.
it.
Yeah, when Kobe tell you you suck, you should like go back to the gym and work.
I think he's earned his
Straightforward,
right.
yeah, and
He's earned
his
his right.
criticism is always creative. He's not a hater because he's not like
He's won it all, so why is he
Well,
gonna hate
yeah.
on you? Like, come on, man. Like, there's nothing like your legacy does not affect the things he's done, and your legacy is not going to outshine or outdo his legacy. He's raised the bar so high that you got to give it up for him. So shout out to Kobe and
shout out to Kobe and the Laker franchise.
yeah, the Lakers. They're really. I
Yeah.
think I love what Luke Walton is building right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I think like, I was
they
reading
just-
the news that said this is one of their best team in 5 years. Now they're building.
Yeah.
They're young.
Yeah.
And
They
I
move
think,
in
yeah,
transition. They're
I think
really fast.
as from
and-
next year, because the game against
Golden
Golden State, I was like, yo.
Yeah, they played.
And
Golden
Kevin Durant get dunked on by 3 young players.
Yeah,
I was like,
Larry
wow,
Nance Jr.
yeah.
No, two.
3.
Two. First was Julius Randle.
Randall,
Second was
Larry
Nance Jr.
and third was
Caldwell Pope tried to do it, but he blocked.
No. He Trey. Let me check the highlight. It was
Caldwell
Trey.
Pope tried to
Trust
do it, and
me.
he dunked, and he blocked the shot.
Yeah.
So that moment, I was like, really, you guys all want to disrespect KD?
No, he got dunked on by 3 Lakers.
So I don't really know. I saw two because I watched the game. So, and just to give it up for the Lakers, man, they're really building a really good
And they're
team
building
right
a
now.
team right now.
And they're just one or two superstars away from being really competitive. So we hope Magic Johnson is able to bring in a couple
Yeah, I
more
think-
guys. Like,
But not
Next
LeBron
year.
plays.
I don't know, but let's see what they can do. They have the cap space to sign either Paul George or LeBron James. So let's see if LeBron is going to Cali. But I won't really want him to go because one, LeBron's been with the Cavs, then he went to the Heat, then
I want him to stay.
I just want him to stay a Cavs player for now, because then he only have two teams to his name instead of 3, 4 teams. I don't really like it where these really good players are becoming journeymen in the league, where they're trying to move from one club, one team to another. So I hope he stays there. And if he doesn't go to LA, he could actually go to Sixers because those guys have really good team. Joel Embiid, Dario Saric, and you got what's his name, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I think if LeBron wants to play with young player, I think he should.
I think he will go to the Sixers because the team is really athletic and they got really young and good players. And I know the process is in full effect right now, and Joel Embiid calls them the Feds. That is Fultz, Embiid, Dario, and Simmons. And to be honest, I still don't know why Markel Fultz is taken as #1 pick.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
In all honesty, I don't really see that guy playing as a #1 pick in the future. For now, guys who are going to play as superstars in the league are already playing. That's look at the #2 pick, Jason Tatum. He's damn good.
Yeah,
he's #3.
Yeah,
Lonzo Ball. Lonzo just needs to get his shots right. He's got court vision and basketball IQ.
I was watching the rating, right? Lonzo got B.
I read it today.
Yeah, he got like
B,
A plus.
Yeah, he got B or B plus or whatever.
He got B.
Yeah, so I think, and just like what Steph Curry said, like, I hope you didn't judge me out of my first 20 NBA games.
But
it's pretty too early to judge this young man. He's a teenager.
People are judging him based on the father's
comments.
Comment.
Oh, but come on, man. Who's not going to hype up their son?
Doesn't matter. Like, okay, let me tell you something. If you're a marketer, if you're marketing something for people to buy, right? So you market and you use various techniques to market your product.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what they are selling. People are buying that product because of how you describe the product of it.
Yeah.
And if it happens that the product is now functional or has not been functional, or the person that bought the product doesn't even know how to use it, right? So who they gonna blame?
I do not accept that definition or whatever. Yeah, I do not accept that definition in the sense that if you are telling me the Lakers actually chose Lonzo Ball because of his father's comments, then the Lakers scouts are not doing their job.
But do you know he was supposed to be the first pick? What if he was the first pick? Do you think Lakers were going to pick him? But the dad always say his son wanted him to play for Lakers.
To play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And
but
some people actually said
he was picked as
and the Lakers wanted him. They liked him.
Yeah.
Because I think Magic Johnson saw potentials in him being able to run the floor. Because what Lonzo Ball is bringing, or what Magic wants, is what he expected from D'Angelo Russell. It's what he expected from D'Angelo Russell. And D'Angelo didn't bring that. And he felt with Lonzo he can have that. And at the same time, the dad already said that he didn't want his son to play for any other franchise except
But how do you judge D'Angelo just on 2 seasons?
The thing is, the Lakers wanted a player that can help build the players around them. What we've seen from D'Angelo is a guy who wants to shoot the ball.
He can shoot, that's the problem though. Yeah,
so he's a shooting guard with he's the score first point guard kind of guy.
But the point is, Lonzo is not even the best rookie on Lakers team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But what they want is a guy who can run the floor for them. And you can't deny the fact that he's been helping them to run the floor.
He has the vision.
He just needs to be able to make his shots.
Yeah.
It's just like what's happening to Simmons. Simmons is being able to help the Sixers stabilize and run the floor. But he's not being able to shoot the ball well, except when he's around the ring. And he's been shooting more floaters.
But the problem is, Simmons knows how to adjust. Sometimes if you can't shoot, go straight to the basket.
Exactly.
Make a simple layup.
He's not even making any attempt. He's just
go straight
to try to make it around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like
Lonzo is finding his shot.
And like
Lonzo is starting to make shots from behind the arc right now. So
but the problem is
it all takes time. And the thing is, back to your question, right? The thing is, they already saw what D'Angelo brings. The fact that D'Angelo is not trying to help you run the floor. He's trying to score. And they didn't
already have his scorers.
And they have scorers. Like, the thing is, if you look at D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Clarkson, I think they play a pretty similar set of basketball. So you had to get rid of one of them. And the person that hold value is D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So, and at the same time, remember, like when D'Angelo was there, you had Nick Young on that team, he can score.
You want to
You
score all
had
the
Lou
time.
Williams
Yeah.
on that team, he can
Wanna
score.
score.
So definitely they didn't want him. They want someone who can run the floor for them. So, and if you ask me, I think the Lakers got good stuff back. They gave up D'Angelo Russell and my Mozgov, and they got Brook Lopez in center,
Yeah, Lopez
and
is
they
really
got the
good.
peak that turned out to be Kyle Kuzma.
Mm.
And if you got to look at the way Kuzma has been playing,
He's
man,
good. He's good.
he came into the
He's
NBA ready.
Yeah, he's good.
So-
So it's like I don't want to go back to where I came from.
Yeah, exactly. He was the
Okay.
27th pick, and he doesn't want to end up in G League or an
Yeah.
overseas league. So he's putting in the work. And if you ask me, I think the trade was really fair one for the Lakers. And if you can actually build around Josh Hart, Kuzma, and Lonzo Ball, I think the future is bright for them because Lonzo and Kuzma has sync. They were able to sync in transition and on the floor. So that was what Magic Johnson wanted. He wanted a guy who can help. And Lonzo is not scoring too much, but at least they win games.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
creating
And he's
space
creating
for
space,
Caldwell Pope. Ingram is taking over. Kuzma is taking over. But so his job is just to run the floor, and he has the IQ. He can see the floor. He can run.
And the only thing I liked about him is like he's really humble.
Exactly. It's just
Really
like
humble,
this
yeah.
whole noise his dad is making is he's just not getting into him. And I think like if he had this charismatic persona to him that he talks a lot, he's a little bit like his dad. NBA players would have targeted him.
Yeah.
They would have
been
come
killed.
right at him.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, if you look back, I think you want to blame Pat Beverly for trying to disgrace him when they played.
He was just doing his job.
Because
He
no,
was
the
just
thing
playing
is,
to the
he
dad.
was doing his job.
Yeah, because like he's trying to show the dad like
That-
NBA is not
and
an
a
easy
lot-
league.
and
You can't
a
just
lot
have
of
a free
players-
pass.
A lot
because
of
the dad
players
talks so much about you.
are not really going at him that much.
Yeah.
Because they just say like, this young man doesn't really care about these things. He's just a young kid who just wants to play the
Basketball.
sport that he loves. And that's why he's getting a lot of support from the guys. They're defending him, they're encouraging him. Look at what LeBron was saying to him, like, don't listen to the noise.
Have to find
Just
your
stay
spots.
locked in.
Find
Just find
locked
your
in.
spot and
I'm
just
locked in.
do-
straight.
he's getting love. Because people kind of now understands that the dad has a different persona. And he is totally different. He's just this young kid.
But I
who's
think
just playing amongst
but to
men.
me, I think sometimes he get bothered by what his dad has been going around saying, but he can't just challenge the father. You know,
Exactly.
he cannot challenge the father. He just have to. Like,
And for me, I think a lot of people who's been criticizing Lavar. For me, I can't criticize him because, to be honest,
he's a marketing genius.
he
You know,
he's put in a lot of work
yeah, he's just a
to
marketing
bring up
genius.
these kids. If these kids failed, nobody will be talking about Lavar. And to me, I think he's trained his kids the right way. So give it up for the man. Like, how many people can actually have these three kids who are like,
Oh, like they're all professional basketball
they're all
players.
professional players.
Yeah. The two younger ones just signed for.
Not even ex basketball players can talk about being able to do that. And he's been able to do that. Like, this guy's got skills, but I know he's not helping their value with the kind of things he's been out there saying.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, you got to give it up for Lavar Ball for being able to be a good father. There's a difference between being a better parent and being a marketer, which he is. And as a black man, I support Lavar Ball because he's doing something new. Like, he's challenging the sportswear industry.
Yes.
Which is majority owned
Yeah,
by
I think that
white
is one of the
corporations.
yeah, I think he thinks like if my sons are playing the NBA or if two can make it to the NBA
and they're famous,
and they're famous, the only
we can
way
build something.
Yeah, the only way I could be able to make my own personal money is from just making money
My
out
own
of
brand.
That. Yeah.
Exactly, because
making my brand and let them promote it.
Why would you just want?
So they got the contract money. They got the contract from the team, and brand. They promote the brand and people buy the brand. So the money
Exactly.
is coming to the
They've got
father and it's like
shops
that.
in Hong Kong and
Yeah.
in New York and every other place. Like they got stop shops everywhere. So he's trying to build a brand. And the thing is this: people are criticizing him like, oh, he's trying to eat all of his kids. He's trying to like not whatever things they're saying. But when that brand becomes successful, it becomes a roadmap for other
For
black
all, yeah,
athletes
yeah.
and the parents to want to build something similar. So whatever flack he's receiving right now, I know
You're just making a way for the others to
he's just
follow.
trying to
Yeah. Be
make
successful
black
about
people
this. Yeah.
see. And I think this is one of the things that Killer Mike and Dr. Umar has been talking about. No, black people needs to start to build their own businesses and and system that we don't have to believe so much on white people or whatever. It's not a racial war or whatever, but it's just that we also need to empower ourselves and show that we can do it. We don't have to always wait for these big corporations to hand us $500 million deals. We can build something too. And
And I think, and the point is, black people spend more money for the big corporation than
exactly,
other race. So if you spend the same money for your own people, the money will be around
and
the will be
we did,
circulated
yeah,
around the
exactly.
community. It's
And
like
the thing that gladdens my heart is that a lot of black entrepreneurs who've over the years been able to build their own brand or whatever, they're supporting him.
yeah,
And people
yes,
who are enlightened, as like you have Ice Cube ordering shoes, we have
yeah,
Old Man Ebro,
the
you
game,
you the
other
game have
other
PDD and the people who's trying to
yeah, they're
support
supporting
him
him.
by just buying these
But
shoes.
the point people are making is if you're really making that shoe, you should be able to specifically say this shoes is for particular audience, right?
Yeah.
How do you want a poor high school student who doesn't have the money to buy the shoe and the parents are not that rich but they want to play basketball and they are far of your product? How do you help them if the shoe is like from 500 or 300 or about 500 upwards?
The thing is,
That's the argument most of people are making, right? But he's not declaring the audience. This shoe is only for rich people.
how many brands actually declare the audience
But
of their
but the
products?
brand the
Thing
price
is,
are still reasonable,
if
right? Right. You
if
have
if
some
you
Nike
can,
shoes like $100. You have some
yeah, sure,
70. You
sure.
have some 65. You have some
Thing
50,
is,
which is good enough, right?
I think these shoes for now at the inception stage or the incubation stage, I'm quite sure he's not going to be selling this the price of these shoes the same amount he's selling now, maybe probably next 5 years, because
That's it.
production would have increased. So the cost of production will definitely go down more because he's got more customers and people who wants to buy the shoes. Because right now he can't say he's been able to produce more than 8,000 shoes, and those thousand shoes have been ordered by people who can actually
I've
afford
heard it.
afford it. So, but by the time he starts to make money and start to see that there are more people interested in this, it's just basic business rules or production rules that the higher the number of goods demanded, then maybe the lower
You had it lower the
the
product.
cost of production. So with time, the price is going to drop.
Let's hope so.
Like the thing is,
If he's not if he's not being greedy about that.
I support Lavar Ball trying to build a sportswear company off of his kids' fame and
I'm in
try to
support of
be
that too, and
and
I'm
try to
support
like
of
be that example for black people that we can do things we don't
by
have to.
ourselves. You don't have to rely on
Yeah,
the
at the
big
same time,
operation.
people have been paying for shoes. You gotta give them their shoes, man. Like you gotta like people pay for these
Yeah,
shoes for like
the game was waiting for
three,
like
four months.
3 or 4 months
You
for the
gotta
shoe
give
to
them their
get that.
shoes, man. Like, come on,
No,
you can
China
do it, Lavar.
China is not that far.
Yeah, right.
Where are you ordering
And he
from,
was
man?
in Hong Kong too. So I think a lot of people are getting their sweatshirts and their t-shirts, but
Not
people
the
are not
shoe.
getting the shoes yet. So you got to give it out, man. And the thing is, he also did something like they changed the Lonzo Ball shoe over again, and
Oh,
there was
okay.
this little controvery that
Oh,
you
that she stole
advertise
the.
something and then you're trying to bring something different,
Oh,
which was why Michael Rappaport went in on him. But I love Mike,
Mike
but
is
gotta calm down,
he
man.
talks
Like
too much.
gotta calm down. You know, he's trying to act woke, like I think he's trying to sound politically correct every time. But
Yeah, probably.
man, don't come from for Lava, man. I fuck with Lava. So yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we
let's
should be rounding off right now. Thank you everybody for listening to our second episode of the Other Room podcast. And our other host is not here. I hope he will be here probably next week,
Yes,
so that
sir.
we can discuss a lot of things and we can have diverse perspective and ideas.
Yeah, we're trying to make the podcast better. So just
Yeah.
drop your
So
comments in the section. In the comment sections, let us know how we can make
how we
it
can
better
make it
and more
better, what
interesting.
we can talk about, and if you want us to shout it out, we will always do that.
Yes,
And
sir.
to one thing is, we don't have an audio or sound engineer right now. We don't have a film crew. We don't even have a studio. So we just
We're
so
just putting
everything
things
right
with
here, we
time.
just try to
We're
put
gonna
things
get better.
out just to get better. And I believe in few months we'll be able to set
We'll
up a
move to a better
studio,
space. Yeah.
got a better space, and hire
Should
someone who will be
yeah.
managing the sound and
The video
the
production is
video
gonna get
production.
better
Everything will
too.
be
So
great. Just bear with us and keep supporting us and keep following us. Subscribe to our channel, and we promise you will not let you down, and we'll make you proud one day. Thank you guys, thank
yes,
you.
sir. This is Grooving Tony signing out from the other room.
And this is Joel, aka Authority, aka Wooly. If you don't know that,
Yes, sir. See you next time, guys.
see you. Bye. 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 Bye.